Greetings. What's going on, brothers and sisters? Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for tuning in. Appreciate it. I'm just sending some invitations right now. So thank y'all for your patience. Thank you for tuning in. And we'll be with here really shortly. All right. Definitely, truly appreciate everybody for your patience. Thank you all. Hey, greetings. Good morning, everybody. Shalom. Let's see who all on here as I scroll up. Is it Sister E or Ure? I think that's what I'm saying that correctly. Shalom. Shalom, Sister Kaya, Brother James, Sister Kaya, Brother Jeremiah, Brother Robert Faith Music. What's going on? Brother Mashah, what's going on? Shalom, Shalom, long time. Brother Benjamin Banks, Sister Erica, Brother Reginald, Brother Anthony Smith, shalom, blessings to you, King. Keep your head up, stay focused, trust the process. Shalom, Eric Riddick, what's going on? Deep, Sister Gloria, shalom to you. Sister Beverly, shalom to you. Brother DeAndre, my brother out in Vegas, shalom to you as well. Brother Debrew, shalom. Takoya, shalom. Who else on here? Sister Rashada Doggett, shalom to you. What's going on, Pop Curry? What's going on? How you doing, Pop? Shalom to you as well. Brother Tiger Lowe, shalom. Sister Erica Thomas, shalom. Brother Bobby Love, shalom. What's going on? Hey, Brother Bashar, I'm just not looking at this, man. I know, I don't know, man. I don't know what it is, Brother Mashah, but blessings to you, man. Byron Brady, shalom. Sister Divinity, shalom. Brother Chris, shalom. Sister Patricia, shalom. All right, let's get into this. I want to get into this. Love you as well, Pop, man. Praying for you. Can't wait for the free. I'm planning on coming up there. I'm going to let you know, come up there for the weekend. Just to hang out with you. Sister Christina, shalom, how you doing? Kim King, shalom. Pastor Derek Solid, shalom. What's going on? I want to get into a particular subject. I'm not going to hold you long. I want to try to keep this to like 40 minutes. I promise. I want to keep this to like 40 minutes. And the subject of this message is this morning is I want to come to you with the subject of, because I think sometimes you know, it baffles me, man. Brother Tatum, what's going on? What's going on, General? Brian Love, hey, shalom. It baffles me. It baffles me how we think, you know, that God is illiterate. You know, this sometimes I just wonder, how can we wake up every single day and lay our eyes on this wonderful creation, just looking around as we go outside, taking the trash or getting in the car or turning on television or just hearing the birds chirp, things like that. And we just literally think that our creator is just illiterate, as though, and we box him in and we try to relate him to our terms on this side of time, as though his feelings are the way we view things as our feelings. You know, some things the way we feel, we try to bring him into our humanistic understanding. And it's like, I don't know, how do we read the Bible? And he created the Bible for us to give us a glimpse of just a small finite understanding of, to be able to give us something to hold on to, in which I believe that it took a great God to consolidate all of this wisdom into a book. And that's just scratching the surface. And it's just something that can give us, as in our carnality, a ability to be able to get some form of grasping the essence or the concept of God. Or and I know there are those out there who don't subscribe to the term God, but for the sake of today's lesson, I am not going to put him in a bubble or a box to appease your perspective. Okay, there are other days where I will do that. Okay, on today, I'm going to use the concept of what we all would know. I want to approach this as someone who's a babe and not someone who is as intellectually sharp as you guys are, who have God down to a science, to where you know his every move and you know everything that he'll do, and he's told you every single thing, and he's gave you in-depth insight that he's given nobody else, not including Moses or any prophet before you, or even his son who came in the flesh to walk on this earth and redeem us back to him. I'm not going to appease you today. Okay, I'm going to keep this as simple as possible. I'm going to use the term God. I'm going to use the term Jesus, because it seems like for some reason is that we get to a place as though we've forgotten where we come from, as though the Father didn't answer us or even pay us any attention when we were in the realm of where we were when we was using terms such as God and Jesus and all these other things. Now we've come into a place where we become so advanced and so sophisticated till we no longer rely on the Spirit of the Father, to the point to now we rely on our intellectual concepts of things and how we build things and put things together and conceptualize these things and concepts and frame and different terminologies to appease the communities or the circles that have been structurally built that has nothing to do with the Father. It's only an intellectual pissing contest, or only some form of intellectual orgasm that goes on where we have all these people spitting out big words and all these other things, to where common people can't even grasp the concept of it, and they are feeling left out because they can't even hold a basic conversation without getting intellectually deep. All I did was ask you for directions to the store, and you have to give me all of these big words and all of this other things that just simply telling me to go make a left and make a right and make another left and I'll be to the store. You got to go through all of these time frames and charts and systematic breakdowns and all this stuff just to tell me to go right to the store that is a left and a right and another left, and I'm there. I'm not going to appease you today in that, because the question is, have you not heard that God is not illiterate? That's the question. Have you forgotten that the one who even gave you a minute of understanding was the one who downloaded it into your mind and into your being in the first place? Have you forgotten who the architect was? Have you forgotten who the software programmer was? Have you forgotten the one who even had the idea to come up with you? Or have you gotten to the place to where you no longer depended upon him, and now you've allowed those things that was downloaded into you to become the very thing to make you think that God is illiterate? I have people tell me, oh, well, I can't do it. If you're not saying this, you can't turn around and put the Father in a box or in a bubble in one area and not put him in a bubble in the entire area. If you're going to have a conversation with him, let it be all the way. Don't just bring him into the bubble based on his name and then get your dialogue and your prayer and conversation. You speak to him in the way that you say he don't understand. He only understands you when you put him in this box and in this bubble. But in other conversations, you don't deal with him in that manner. If we're going to go all the way, have you not heard? I think we need to go back to the beginning. I think we need to get some form of basic understanding of the one who is not illiterate. Now, there's a movie out called God Is Not Dead. I would go further to say God is not dumb. We are. God is not dumb. We are. No matter how many degrees you have, no matter how many big words you learn, no matter how much history you learn, you're still dumb. You are still intellectually incapable of reaching a level of the one who even created you, of the one who even thought about you. Your intellect and your understanding is minute. It's the lowest of lowest. And we allow hair size understanding. We allow small microscopic understandings to cause us to think we're infinite. And if we really understood that God is not that difficult in the way he do things, it's just his understanding is infinite. But what he does in his infinite understanding, he loves you so much till he'll come down to your level in intellect so that way you can grasp it. And so he deals with you on a basic level, all while he's doing things in eternity on an infinite level. But if he does not come to your level in the way he do things, you won't be able to grasp it. Because he's the most intellectual being that we know, in time or outside of time. So first what I want to do is I want to go to Isaiah chapter number 40. Isaiah chapter number 40. And we think that he's dumb. We have statements like, well, if somebody said that to you, then you try to bring God in this like he think like you. And he tells us in his word all day long that my thoughts are not your thoughts. This is elementary stuff. We hear these things growing up, and yet we don't even apply them. He tells us, my thoughts aren't your thoughts, letting you know that you are not, I don't think like you. Stop, don't ever try to bring me down to your understanding of, to the point to where that I'm equal with you. I don't even think like you. God said, I don't even think like y'all. And because you've tried to bring me into your world of time and into your carnality, you make decisions and you tell people things about me that I don't even think, I'm not even thinking about that. Or at the same time, the way I do stuff to confound the wise, you'll tell the people I'm not over there when I'm there, all while you're making the people think that I'm over here because it sound good. And the Father's like, I don't think like you. I don't move like you. I take the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. Think of that. I take the foolish things of the world. Those things that you've abandoned, that you feel as though you don't need no more because you've come into some revelation of, you got the deep understanding of the Father and you know his every move and you can come up with all that. He said, you know what? I'm going to show you. I'm going to take something that you or nobody would ever think, unless you have the Spirit to know me and know how I function by the Spirit. If you just recognizing things by your carnal understanding, it's going to be foolish to you. Because those who are wise and who miss it, they only trust in their own intellect. But those who trust in my spirit, they'll be able to recognize when I'm in something, even when it don't look like I am. Have you not heard that God is not illiterate? Have you not heard that he doesn't think like you? This is the reason why you have to trust him in everything that you do, because he don't think like you. And if he doesn't think like you, he doesn't act like you. And if he doesn't act like you, he doesn't see things the way you see it. And therefore, he doesn't declare things the way you declare it. This is why we have difficult time reaching people. Because we're trying to reach people based off of us and not based off how he gives it to us to reach them. This is the reason why we brush things off as emotionalism. It's because your carnal self can't recognize something, the difference between spirit and emotions. Well, I wouldn't do it that way. Let me show you something. Isaiah chapter number 40. Isaiah chapter number 40 in verse number 21. Isaiah 40 and 21. Have you not heard that God is not illiterate? Have you not heard that God is not dumb and that we are? Once you understand that you're dumb, once you yield yourself as being a dummy, then that's when the Father opens himself, you open yourself up, and the Father can pour into you. Because the Father is not going to fuss or fight with anybody that think they're wise. He's not going to battle with anyone who think they already got it. He's looking for willful dumb people. Or open dumb people, shall I say. Those who are willing to learn. Not those who already made it. If you don't already arrive, then you don't need to go to school. You don't need no classes. You don't need to go to school. If you got all the knowledge, you don't need nobody but yourself. But I don't know about you. I'm dumb. When it comes to, I approach the Father as a dummy. I approach him as someone who needs his help intellectually and spiritually. So I don't make decisions based off of how I feel. I make decisions based off the way the Father is moving in my life. And if I can't see his hand moving, I'm not going to force anything. I'm going to trust him even when I can't see his hand moving. Why? Because I understand that he's not illiterate, and he knows that the situation that I'm dealing with, I have to know that he cares and that he's concerned about every situation that I'm concerned with. And I know at some point, if I'm patient enough, because trusting the process requires patience. And when you trust him, you ain't rushing for nothing or nobody. And you don't make decisions off of anybody or what somebody else is telling you. Isaiah chapter number 40 in verse number 21. Have ye not known? Have ye not heard? Hath it not been told you from the beginning? From the beginning, from the start of time is what he's talking about. Okay. Have ye not understood the foundations of the earth? Hey, Sister Sheba, have you not understood from when he said in the beginning is when time started? Doing the foundation of the earth. Okay? Let's not jump over here. Flip over to Isaiah 37 and 26. Isaiah 37 and 26. Look what it says. Hast thou not heard long ago how I have done it, and of ancient times that I have formed it? Now I have brought it to pass that thou shouldest be to the lay waste defense cities into ruinous heaps. Let's stop there. Have you not heard from the beginning? Now let's go to the beginning and let's see, did he need your help in the beginning? Let's see, did he need your intellect in the beginning? Let's see, in the beginning, was he illiterate? Let's go to the beginning. Let's go to Genesis chapter number 1. And let's see, is God dumb? Let's see, when you call him God, do he not know who you talking to? Let's see. We're going to see, because some of us have forgotten. And we act as though he's human, like he think like us, like he's limited like us. And we treat him that way. And you know what he say? Since you going to treat me like you, I'm going to answer your prayers like you would. Oh my goodness. Since you're going to treat God like he's a man and he's illiterate, I'm going to answer your prayers as such. Because I watch how you talk to other people. The way you talk to other people tells me how much you think of how you think about me. Oh, well, if you called me by that name, I wouldn't answer either. Oh, if you did this to me, I wouldn't. You trying to bring God into you like he carnal. Since you want to treat him like a human, do you know how man treats you? You'll call your partner up and say, hey, man, can you come pick me up? Hey, can you loan me a couple dollars? You don't know your partner may answer the phone or he may not answer the phone. You call your partner and say, hey, man, can you come pick me up? And your partner say, yeah, I got you. I'm going to come pick you up. Well, I need to be somewhere at 4 o'clock, man. Can you give me a ride? You don't know. Sometimes your partner might not get there at 4:30, 5:30. 6 o'clock, and then don't call you when they don't show up. That's carnality. That's how your partner is. So since you want to bring God down to your partner level, then he gonna answer your prayers like your partner would. Because you think that God think like us and he act like us. And that's the problem. That's the problem, brothers and sisters. That's why we in the rut we in. Because we still think God is like man. Now let's see, did he need our help? Let's see, is he dumb? Let's go ahead and read Genesis chapter number 1. In the beginning, God created. Now in the KJV translation, it says God created the heaven and the earth. But when you read that in the Hebrew or read that in the modern Hebrew, it says in the beginning, God created Elohim. In the beginning, it says Betashit Bata Elohim, meaning in the beginning, God created Elohim. Yeah, you know that term Elohim. See, that term was created because time was created. When the beginning started, that was the communication. That don't mean God named Elohim, but he created Elohim for your behind because there had to be a form of communication. So when you read that in the Hebrew, it don't say in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth. It said in the beginning God created Elohim. Yes. So why y'all running around here thinking that Elohim is his name? No, that's coming down to your level because you can't even say his name. You're not righteous enough to say it. You're not even righteous enough to look upon him. So therefore, he got to come down to your level to give you something in a part of your comprehension that you can relate to him as. It don't mean that you know him like that. It just means that I got to give you something that's on your level in time, since I'm outside of time, that you can communicate with me back and forth with. But you and everybody else running around here thinking, oh, well, God is me. Oh, if you call me that, I wouldn't answer you. If you call me Jesus, I wouldn't answer you, and that's not my name. y'all got some nerves, man. Y'all some nerves to think that the Father is like you and that he thinks like you. Let's keep reading. Look what it says right here. In the beginning, God created. Elohim, or I'll read it in the translation of the KJV. In the beginning, Elohim created the heaven and the earth. Where was you at? Where were you when the heavens and the earth was created? Is anybody on here? Was anybody there? Did he ask you a question about how should I create this? Did he need you? Can somebody please answer the question? Where were you? Since y'all so smart, y'all so intelligent, where were you in the beginning? Time is older than you. The earth is older than you. The animals is older than you. You wasn't before the animal. The animal's older than you. If anybody have any right to even claim to know God, the animals got more of a claim than you do. That's why the animals are more obedient to God than you. Because you think you something special. You sit up there and think that God is like you. The animals understand that God ain't like them. That's why the animals are more obedient. That's why they ain't worried about how they get fed. Because they older than you and they respect God more than you. The animals got more, they got more time than you on their shoes. They got more seniority than you. What you talking about? What are you talking about, man? Let's look at this. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Notice that the heavens and the earth, they obey the Father's will. The heavens and the earth obey the Father's will. More so than y'all. The oceans obey the Father's will. Every single day the sun come up and the sun come down. Every day the stars pop out. Every day the moon go up and the moon go down. They ain't arguing with God. They ain't asking God why I got to keep doing the same thing every day. But y'all complaining to God. God, why this, why that? The animals, they wake up every single day. Ain't worried about how they gonna eat. They ain't complaining to God. You think the horses complaining to God about eating grass every day? But y'all complaining about, look, why I gotta eat this same old hamburger every day? Why I gotta do this same old thing? Y'all have no understanding, man. But you're so smart. And you want to bring God down to him. The animals don't even act like that. Look what it says in verse number 3. And God said, let there be light. Where was you? It say God said. It ain't say William said. It It ain't say none of y'all. He ain't say none of y'all was in the presence when he said this stuff. None of us was in the presence. Let's keep reading again. Jump down to verse number 7. And God made the firmament. Where were you with your smart self? Where were you with your smart self? Where you was at? You ain't have no, but you know who gonna get in the kingdom though. You know who gonna get in the kingdom. You know who ain't getting in. You know who everybody is on the earth. You know who an Israelite, who not. And ain't now one of y'all created nothing. Ain't now one of y'all even spoke nothing into existence. You can't even breathe. You ain't even functioning on your own breath. You ain't your smart self. You ain't functioning on your own breath. If the Father don't keep you breathing on the doggone machine, your behind is dead as a doorknob. But you so smart though. Man, stop this, man. Jump down to verse number 8. Look what it says right. I'm sorry. Jump over here to verse number 14 in Genesis chapter 1. And God said, let there be light in the firmament of the heavens, of the heaven, to divide the day from the night. Verse number 16. And God made 2 great lights. You ain't make nothing. I don't care how much Greek, Hebrew, you know, I don't care how much Phoenician, how much Aramaic, how much Paleo. I don't care how much. You wasn't there. Your degrees and all that stuff don't even matter to the Father. Okay? All that stuff, your PowerPoint presentation, it don't matter to the Father. You wasn't there. Okay? Create nothing. Let's see, at verse number 21 of Genesis 1. God created the whales. I told you that the whales got more time than you. I told you the animals on the earth got more time than you. That's why they respect God more than you. They respect his authority. You want me to tell you how I know? Because during the time of that doggone tsunami that took place a couple years ago, there were people over there in Sri Lanka and all over there on the Pacific and all that other area. They was doggone riding the doggone elephants and everything else and donkeys and all this other stuff. They was over there visiting and riding the donkeys. And next thing you know what happened? They say the animals started going crazy. And the doggone elephants and the donkeys and the horses start running up the mountains. And they say, man, what is going on? What? They ain't never act like this. These animals out of control. Where are these animals going? And 45 minutes later, here come the tsunami. You know what y'all would have did? Y'all would have ignored the sign and kept on being wicked. Thinking y'all know God. Thinking y'all righteous. At least the animals got more respect and say, you know what? Hey, it's a storm coming. You feel that? Yeah, I feel that. I don't know what's wrong with these dumb humans. They don't feel it. It's the same thing with Balaam. When he was on the donkey, on the road, the Father told him not to go interpret the dream, not to go do nothing. And yet he owned the doggone donkey. And guess what? He kicking and beating the donkey, and the donkey won't move on the road because it's an angel standing right there. And he's like, yo, if you want to go and get your behind killed, I'm not moving because why? I was there in the beginning before you was even created. So I got more respect for the creator than you. I was around. I know what he can do. You think you him. You think you him. And so I ain't playing these games with you. Let's read. Look what it says right here in verse number 21. And God created the whales. Where you was at? You wasn't around. Then verse 25. And God made the beasts of the earth. Look at it, the horses and everything. The horses, all kind of beasts on the earth. These jokers was created before you. And God said, let us make man. Now here come your behind. The earth, the stars, the moon, the sun, everybody on earth before your behind. And you the one act like you know God more than them. This don't make no sense. All because the Father said, well, you know what? I'm going to let you name them. But you ain't getting no credit for creating them. Because guess what? Let me tell you how we is. I'm going to tell you how we are, y'all. This is how I know the Father don't think like us. He already know. If he would have created your behind first, and then the earth, then the elephants, and all this other stuff, the whales and the donkeys and the beasts, you know what? One of y'all jokers would have said y'all help God do it. Yeah, I'm telling you, he know how you operate. He know how you operate. God in his wisdom was not going to allow y'all to get any credit. But yet the doggone whales was created before you. The donkeys and the beasts and all of them were created before you. And yet you sit right here acting like you know more than God. You know who God gonna use. You know who God ain't gonna use. You know who gonna be in the kingdom. You know who not gonna be in the kingdom. You know who telling the truth, who not telling. I mean, come on, all this. And God said, I don't even think like you. I don't even think like you. My thoughts are hiding my ways hiding your ways. I take the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. He's telling you, I am more intellectually smarter than you. And yet you act as though you got me down to a science. We got to stop this mess. It's a shame that the animals got more respect for the Creator than us. So much we say he don't even exist. And every day the animals wake up chirping and saying, thank you, Creator, for making me. And yet we'll get up and say, you know what, I made myself. Or I came from the stars. All this crazy madness. All this kind of stuff. This is stuff that we do. I was created from stardust and I evolved from the animals and all this old kind of crazy nonsense. Let's look at what it says right here. It says in verse number 27, verse number 26, and God said, let us make man in our image and in our likeness. Jump down to verse number 27. Look what it says. And God created man in his own image. Chapter number 2, verse number 7. And the Lord God formed the man of the dust of the ground. Now, after you've been created, you still taking orders. It's awfully funny how now we want to get God the orders. We want to tell him what to do. We want to tell God what to do. And yet he created us after he created everything else and then told us what to do. Look what it says right here in Genesis chapter 2 and verse number 15. And the Lord God took the man and put him in the garden of Eden to dress it and to keep it. And the Lord God commanded the man. He told y'all what to do. He got every right to tell us what to do because he the one created us. How dare we try to tell him what to do? At the arrogance of us to tell him what he need to do. You know what, God? Since you ain't answered me when I asked you to answer me, you know what? Don't worry about it. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to deal with Muhammad. Or I'm going to go over here and I'm going to deal with Hotep. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to deal with science. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to deal with all these other things. Talking to I'm going to make the animals a God. All these other things. Because we mad because he ain't do what we told him to do. Like he got it. Like he have to do that. He told you what to do after he created your behind. We got some nerve. Look what it says right here. And the Lord God commanded the man, saying, of every tree of the garden thou mayest eat freely, but the tree of the knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat of it. For the day that thou doest thereof, thou shalt surely die. Have you not heard? Have you not heard that God is not illiterate? That he's far from a dummy? Have you not heard? Now, jump back over here to Isaiah chapter number 40. Isaiah chapter number 40. Let's look at this. Isaiah chapter number 40, verse number 22. It is he that sitteth upon the circle of the earth, and the inhabitants thereof are as grasshoppers, that stretcheth out the heavens as a curtain and stretcheth them out as a tent to dwell in. Verse 23, that bringeth the princes to nothing. It's him. He maketh the judgments of the earth as vanity. Yea, they shall not be planted. Yea, there shall not be sown. Yea, their stock shall not be rooted in the earth. And he shall also blow upon them, and they shall wither, and the whirlwind shall take them away as stubble. To whom then will ye liken me? The Father say, who you gonna compare me to? Who in the world? You got some nerve to try to compare me to somebody. Look what he says. Or shall I be equal? Who you got nerve to try to put somebody above me? You got the nerve to even say that I'm on the same level? That, oh, we all serve the same God, but just call him a different name. You're going to equal God to some other deity that you done created because you believe that they exist. Let's read right here. He says, or shall I be equal, saith the Holy One. Lift up your eyes on high and behold, who hath created these things. Lift up your eyes on high. Now tell me who done created this. Who created it? Everything that you see, who created it? Everything that you've heard, who created it? You didn't even create yourself. He says, behold, who hath created these things? Who was smart enough to do this? That bringeth out their hosts by number. He calleth them all by names, by the greatness of his might, for that he is strong in power, that not one faileth. Verse number 27. Why sayest thou, O Jacob, and speakest, O Israel, my way is hid from the Lord, and my judgment is passed over from my God. Look what it says, verse 27. Why sayest thou, O Jacob, and speaketh, O Israel, my way is hid from the Lord? You think God can't see you? You think he don't know what's going on? Do you actually think he don't know that something gonna get past him, or he's not intelligent enough to comprehend anything? Listen to what he says. And my judgment is passed over from my God. Why would you say that? Hast thou not known? Hast thou not heard that the everlasting God, the Lord, the creator of the ends of the earth, fainteth not? I don't sleep. I don't get tired, is what the Father's saying. I see everything. Don't nothing get past me. I created you behind, so I know how you think. I know when you arrogant and you think that you know more than me. So I have to show you by using animals sometimes to show you that they got more sense than you when you in your wickedness. And sometimes I got to use them to chastise you. Sometimes I got to use the earth to chastise you. Sometimes I have to use the water and the waves to chastise you, because those things have more respect for me as the creator than you do. And I blew into you. I didn't blow into them. I blew into you, and you still got the nerve to think that I'm illiterate? Don't make no sense, man. Look what he said, verse 28. Hast thou not known? Hast thou not heard that the everlasting Elohim, or God, the Lord, the creator. We just read Genesis chapter 1, him being the creator without your help. The creator of the ends of the earth fainteth not. I don't lose, nor do I sleep, nor nothing gets past me. While you sleeping, I'm watching everything. I'm watching because I'm not like man. I'm not human. I'm eternal. I'm divine. Look what he says. The creator of the ends of the earth fainteth not, neither is weary. I don't get tired. Look what it says. There is no searching of his understanding. Pause right there. I want y'all to hear this. There is no searching of his understanding. No matter how smart you become, you still dumb to him. There are things of the Father that you can search all you want, that you will never understand. You know why? Because your arrogance. Not only that, but once you become sinless, once you take on a glorified body, then he can be able to pour into you. But we only know in part. And many of us know in part and think that we know it all. We only know in part and think that we know it all. Then we start saying all kind of crazy, just all kind of crazy talk, just all kind of stuff. Some of the stuff that I'm seeing that we saying and talking about, it's like, are you kidding me? He says, look, there is no searching of his understanding. You can't search it out. You can't just open up a book and can't nobody tell you or teach you the depths of the creator. Again, like I said, the animals and the earth have more time than you. Not only that, but they respect the creator more than you do. They respect the creator more than you. Let me tell you something. The only time the waves go past the shoreline where it's supposed to is when the Father tells it to. When you want to be wicked, it's because you want to. No matter how many times the Father tell you to get your behind right and try and live righteous, you going to tell him, I'm going to do what I want to do. And yet the waves every day, they don't fuss with him. They don't argue with him. They don't do none of that. They just go up and come back down. Go up and come back down. And then when he gives the order, okay, waves, I need you to go a little bit further. I need you to go 30 miles inland. And the waves say, okay. Okay, waves, come on back. Okay. For you are a wonderful creator. You are a great and wonderful king. Who would defy the creator of the heavens and the earth? And you know what ended up happening? Every time we act a fool, you know what? The elements, the earth, the animals, and all that say, you know what? Look at these nuts. They was created after us, and God gave them dominion over us, and they still act like somebody crazy. They got the nerve to say that the creator don't even exist. They have the nerve to sit up there and do everything, break all the rules that the creator told them not to do. And yet, guess what? The sun go up. The sun said, yeah, they crazy. Sun go down. The sun go up. Yeah, they crazy. The sun go down. Next thing you know, we all on spaceships and all kinds of stuff going on like that. The sun like, man, these nuts is crazy. They trying to come out here where the Father didn't even create them to be. Okay, you know what? Don't worry about it. Then they start communicating and say, look at me. Y'all, do y'all see these clowns? Do y'all see these nuts out here? They come way out here because they want to be God. And the ozone layer, the firmament say, yeah, they is crazy. And God hear that to see all these jokers acting crazy. He said, you know what? Don't let them through. Don't let them through. You know, y'all want to go all down to the depths of the oceans and all the deep stuff, all that kind of stuff, all down there bothering with the animals and all that. Y'all down there beating them up and smacking them around. At some point in time, the Father, they going to be petitioning too. Father, this is crazy. How long you going to let them keep handling us like this? All right, you know what? You're right. Don't worry about it. Next time when I'm come down, they eat they behind. And next thing you know, somebody done went down there and ain't came back. They are part of creation too. You just ain't going to be just smacking them around, treating them any kind of way. That's why these dog wolves and all kind of coyotes, y'all knocking down their habitats. You won't get the land a Sabbath. You won't get a land a break. You're tearing down all the woods and the trees, building up houses. So guess what? You know what? You want a doggone take away my habitat, I'm going to come in yours. Then they all in your backyard eating your cats and all kind of other stuff. They all in your backyard that attack the children and everything else. Because these folk, they tired too. I'm a part of creation too. You're not just going to treat me any kind of way. Yeah, the Father say have dominion, but that don't mean you dog me out. So guess what? You know what? Don't worry about it. I'm going to tear one of y'all behinds up. You want to throw me in a cage somewhere? You want to put me all to kind of make me a spectacle when I'm supposed to roam free? You know what? Okay, don't worry about it. Next time somebody come on in here in this cage, I'm going to tear his behind up. I'm going to tear his behind up. And y'all be crying and mourning and all this other stuff. And I'm going to be sitting back like I see that. Yep. You reap what you sow. I'm supposed to be out roaming the earth. And here you out here doing all kind of other stuff, throwing me all in cages and stuff. Have you not heard that God is not illiterate? God is not dumb on any level. And until we get to the point to where we stop treating him like he a man, then maybe he would trust us to give us a little more revelation. Let's finish up. Hast thou not known, hast thou not heard, that the everlasting God, the Lord, the creator of the ends of the earth, fainteth not, neither is weary. There is no searching of his understanding. He giveth power, not you. Not your books, not your study habits, none of that. He giveth power. He giveth power. He, the one who is all-knowing, not the one in yourself who's limited in your understanding. He giveth power to the faint, and to them that have no might, he increaseth knowledge, strength. See, let me tell you something. He ain't giving it to those who think they wise, of those who got it all and then got him figured out. No, he said, you know what? Don't worry about it. You know what? I'm going to take somebody who was a humble dummy, and I'm going to use him. You know what? Y'all want Saul because he look all powerful. He got muscles and he look like a warrior. The one that I'm going to use, he going to be totally opposite of him. Total opposite. Y'all want The Rock. And God used T.I. to be the king. Y'all, oh man, look at The Rock. Oh, he has to be a king. Look at, he got muscles popping out everywhere. Oh man, he looked like a king. Who wouldn't want this guy here? You know how big Goliath is and how big all them doggone these other nations are. We need somebody that's strong and might that look like they can fight these dudes because they got giants. We need somebody on that level. You thinking that God think like you because you trusting in your own intellect and your own strength. He said, you know what? I'm going to take somebody totally opposite. And I'm going to show these jokers that they going to trust in me and know that I'm not intellectually dumb or that I'm not a dummy or that I'm not lacking intellectually. But so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use somebody that don't look nothing like a king. But it's not going to be by their might. It's going to be by my might. Wasn't nobody looking for David to be no king. Man, David running around here looking like T.I., man. Probably weighed 99 pounds soaking wet. That's who's going to be the king. I'm going to use this joker right here. Because I'm going to take the foolish things of the world and confound the wise. I'm going to take the person that they don't even think. I'm going to take the person that don't even act like them, that don't talk like them, that don't hang out with none of their partners, that ain't in none of their groups or their circles or in their camps or in their churches. I'm going to take somebody that's just chilling, that don't look like no type of king at all. And I'm going to use him. Then when I send my son, I'm not going to send him dressed and acting like a Pharisee. Matter of fact, I'm going to let him be born in the gutter. Does anything good come out of Nazareth? I'm going to take this joker right here who don't have the looks. He ain't running around looking like David or Solomon. No, I'm going to have him he ain't going to have all the great looks. Because I'm going to confound these jokers. They think they know it all. He ain't going to dress good. None of that. He ain't even going to be born in a house. I'm going to let him be born outside. Y'all, in a manger. Okay? I'm going to let him be born in the places where the animals are born, outside. Because I'm going to confound y'all jokers that think y'all got me down to a science. And the Pharisees did. They thought they had him down to a science. He said, I'm going to create. They said, who is this Jesus? Who is this guy y'all talking about? Where he come from? He's out of Nazareth. He out of Nazareth? What? He was born in Bethlehem. In Bethlehem? Wait, you telling me he wasn't born in Beverly Hills? He didn't go to the best schools? No, sir. He was born in Bethlehem, raised in Nazareth. Does anything good? When was the last time something good came out of Nazareth? Never, sir. Never. Never, sir. Nothing has ever come out. Nothing. Nothing ever come out of Nazareth. All while they couldn't even recognize him because they looking for him to come out of the house of kings, not knowing that it doesn't matter where you were born. It doesn't matter what you look like on the outside. It's what's great in you in the inside. It's how great you are in your inner man. Is your inner cup clean? Everybody worry about the outer cup being clean. But God is trying to clean the inside of the cups. Because if I can clean your inside, your outside gonna shine. Your outside is going to shine. Let's read this here. We're almost done. He giveth power to the faint, and to them that have no might, he increaseth strength. Even the youth shall faint and be weary, and the young men shall utterly fall. But they that wait upon the Lord, see that? They that wait, patient, dependent. I am codependent upon God. Without him, I have nothing. I can do nothing. I can say nothing. I am codependent upon him with everything that I do and everything that I have. Even the youth shall faint and be weary, and the young men shall utterly fall. But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. Have you not heard that God is not lacking in any essence of his being? Have you not heard that he searches the hearts of men? Have you not heard that he answers to those who respect and acknowledge his authority? And until we come to that point, we will forever lack being filled up. Have you not heard from the beginning? Once we grasp and understand the beginning, then we can make it to our destiny. I love all of y'all with the love of Christ. Shalom to you all. Grace, peace, and many blessings. I pray that you cannot eat without eating from the word of Yah. For man shall not live by bread alone, but every word that proceeds out of the mouth of Yah. I pray that you cannot drink without drinking from the living waters that flow from Christ. Let the light that is within you shine bright outside of you. And remember to love one another so that the world may know that we serve the true and living Yah. I pray those things that you not receive them, but that you receive spiritual things. So when I ask the Father for you not to be able to eat, it's saying that don't allow your physical hunger to replace your spiritual hunger. When I ask the Father and I pray that you cannot drink, I'm asking him not to allow your thirst naturally and carnally to overtake your spiritual thirst that can only be quenched by Christ. And when I pray and ask the Father that we love one another, I'm praying that he downloads and instills in us his Holy Spirit, his Ruach HaKodesh. Because without the Holy Spirit, without the Ruach HaKodesh, we cannot love each other effectively the way that he intended us to do. So these are my prayers for his people. These are my prayers. Because without it, we all fail. And we all die and return back to the dust. Instead of returning our flesh back to the dust and our spirit man living forever. Shalom to you all.